Welcome to the series on a real-world project with WordPress and BuddyPress. This is the second and the last part of two videos where I explain the backend setup and the code behind of the header. This one to be specific. So let's get started. Welcome back to the header part 2 of the member profile page or athlete profile. And we finished in the last video up to here, and here we're going to start on this verified profile field, right? So let's go back to the code. We sort of left it right here, but in case you're joining us right now, let's go to quickly show you where we're coming from. We are at the themes folder. This is the actual team name folder, and under BuddyPress, members, single, and right here index type athlete. This is where the athlete profile page is located, and the block in question is the large profile header, and all the way to the top is all the variables, and this is the one in question's large profile header, which is this block right here. And let's go find out our verified variable result, which is right here, a simple echo $V result. Now let's go find out where this variable is. Let's go to the top. It's actually happening right here. This whole block is dedicated to that verification result. If the verification result is not found or the result is no, then the V result will have this value. It will have a circle, and it will have the unverified profile text. Otherwise, it's going to have a profile verified profile text and a check mark, which is right here. Now the question is where I'm getting this from. To find this out, we have to focus on this one right here, this variable, which is an advanced custom field or ACF field, and we are giving it a field ID right here. Before we go any farther deep into it, let's go to the WordPress backend to find out where it's coming from. Okay, so this advanced custom field pro version, which is I'm using, and that's what's giving me those options. But to get to where it is implemented, let's go to the users and find Brent Summer, and this time we're going to go into his regular profile, not the extended one. And once we come to the regular profile, we go down a little bit to find the athlete verification field right here, and this is where it is selected as verified. Thus we're getting the verified result right here. Now where is this coming from, how this is being used? To find out, we have to go to this custom fields, and once we go here, we need to look into this block right here. If we go into detail, right here we find the athlete verification variable, and this is the field ID as we saw it right here. And to get into a little bit farther detail, let's go and find out that this field type is a select, and this is how we are giving it the value yes or no. Not verified getting a no, yes is verified is getting a yes. All right, so now let's go back to the code. So here we are calling a ACF function or advanced custom field function called getField. And here is our field ID, and this is a special text, which is not just user ID, but if we look here, we find that we have augmented a user underscore as a prefix to user ID to make this text, and then used it here according to the advanced custom field manual to get the result yes or no, thus put it in through this logic and dynamically creating these icons and these texts and displaying them. right here, thus showing up right here. Next, we're going to focus on this block right here. Okay, we're back in the code, and this is where right underneath the other one, which was a 5-column block, and the one that had the user avatar had a 3-column block. Altogether, they have to be combined a number of 12. So 5 and 3, 8. So we are left with a 4-column block, and that's where I am creating this block right here. This is basically a block where the data needs to be inserted at the back end, and I'm using ACF again, and this is what's going to show a user a committed or not, and it's going to include a university icon where the athlete is coming from. So right here, as you can see, it's a simpler block. I'm using this variable logo and name inside this 4-column block, and this is also dependent on the status, whether the person is committed or not. Now let's go to the top to find the variable where it's coming from, and if we look here, these are the 3 variables. They're all ACF block, and they're all coming from the user's profile, which we saw before with this verification one. So let's go back to the WordPress backend. Okay, right here we can find the availability, the name and the logo of the university. Advanced custom fields are declared right here. Thus, they are showing up in the backend of the regular WordPress user profile right here. So if I choose committed or available, this is the variable that decides whether or not this block will show up or not. So if I say yes, now this block would show up. If not, this block would be empty, and thus it's collecting all the necessary values, the image, the text, and the university name, everything from these variables, and they're coming from right here. The same way we're using that special string user ID for ACF, which is user underscore and user ID, and the regular custom fields, and the function is get field, filling in these variables and thus completing the header. Next, we will cover this sidebar right here and the message page. See you there. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. This will help me bring more free contents like this to you every week. Thanks again.